I really love that song for a lot of reasons. One of my favorite parts is, your plans are still to prosper. I can very clearly remember a time in my life where I was convinced God's plans for me as an individual, as one of his children, was in the bottom 5% of the world. I could take you to the spot I was standing and I felt that. And can't even really tell you why. But for much of my life, up until about 2 years ago, I lived with almost zero self-confidence and in a lot of fear of man, what people thought of me. And going through life with no confidence is debilitating. And this next song we're going to sing, When I Go Home, we learned it 2 days for a young man's funeral, who is just a few months difference in age from me. And I think, what? It's so tragic when any young person dies. And I was thinking about why. Partly, it's because of what could have been. Any human life passing from this earth is sad, but when it's someone young, he should have had another 70 years to live. And I'm thinking about it. I could go on, I could live those 70 years, and there could still be tragedy because of what could have been. God has a plan for every single human because we all have this life breath. He makes it very clear that there is passion and purpose and a calling on your life and on my life. And this trip has been all kinds of different things, right? But I've started to learn a little bit about what calling is, what my calling is. God's calling for your life is something I can't live. And my calling is something you can't live. God wants you to live in passion and in confidence in who you are, regardless of what I think about it. And I've started to see a few people, when you step into that, and you have confidence to advance God's kingdom regardless of what's happening around you, God starts to move in your heart. And I feel like I have more failings than the average person needs to live with. But I've started just a little bit of that journey with God. My favorite part of this next song is, I will empty my praise before my Father's throne. I used to think serving God was a big list of things you're not supposed to do, and another big list of things you are supposed to do, and you're supposed to be happy. That's nonsense. God's calling is not a bunch of duty. If God's calling fulfills the deepest passion inside of your life because God put it there. And it's not arrogance. It's not arrogance. It's waking up in the morning confident in who you are as a person and confident in your mission. Don't ask me if I haven't figured it out. It's obvious that I don't. God wants to use your life in your family for what he's calling you to do. I, for one, want to step into that.
In the moment he appears in the light.